Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Tech Talk with Suits. And I'm your host, Suits. Why do I have a Nerf gun? Because I can. I happened to look over and went, oh hey, I've got a Nerf shotgun just sitting there. So I'm gonna play with this during the video because ADHD. All right, so today's video is going to be called Top 10 Things Tech Support Hates. All right, so top 10 things tech support hates. And I've got my handy dandy list here. These are not necessarily in an order because some of these, if you've ever been in tech support, some of these things might piss off you more than they do me or other people. Now, when I say tech support, it does not matter if you are working directly with a customer or if you work with other employees of a certain company and they're calling you for tech support for their stuff. Number one, and as I said, these are not in any order. I'm just going to number them. Number one, when you call into tech support and you're not around the tech you want to get support of. I hate when people call up and say, oh, well, my computer's having an issue. And I'm like, okay, so what's going on with it? Well, I don't know. It's giving me an error or whatever. Okay, so you're in front of it? No. What do you want me to do about it? Or, oh yeah, my phone's having an issue. Great, so go ahead and pick up your phone and we'll go ahead and go through. No, it's not with me right now. I'm not by it. Or it's with somebody else right now and I'm just calling on behalf of them. How does that make sense to you? You want me to troubleshoot and tell you what to do to tell them what to do. Here's a great idea, Sparky. Have them call in.
Genie, I need help. All right, Sparky, here's the deal.
All right. Number two, off to a great start. I despise when people want to argue with tech support. If you're going to call in tech support and argue with us and say, oh no, you're wrong, this is how it's going, then don't call. If you know enough to argue, it means that you know better. And if you know better, you fix it. Yeah, that's how that kind of works. Switching hands, because I'm a righty. Okay. 3. This one's basic, and this one goes for almost any field, but techs really hate it as well. Not listening. If you want to call up or go to tech and say, hey, what's going on with this? And when they try explaining it to you, you just ignore them or you don't listen or you try to talk over them and interrupt. Why are you asking a question that you are not going to listen to the answer to? Seriously, it's annoying and we hate it.
Listen to me. Like I do this all the time.
I'm not aggravated at all. These things don't bother me. 4. I don't know why this happens. Turning things off or doing your own thing. So I had a customer call me at one point and said, hey, this application is frozen and it's not working for me or it's messed up. I said, all right. It was a piece of hardware that I was able to remote into, meaning from my terminal, I was able to go ahead and get in and troubleshoot. And just as I'm making connection, it comes up and says connection failed. I'm like, what? And then I realized, and I said, did you turn the machine off? Well, yeah, I figured might as well. And I shouldn't have, but I said, but I just told you I was getting into it. So now you need to turn it back on and we have to wait maybe 10 minutes for it to fully boot up and then get back online, and then the software starts up so I can get into it. Oh, well, that's going to take a while. Maybe you shouldn't have turned it off in the beginning, you dipstick. Or the person who called me up and said, oh, I need your help, this isn't working. I said, okay, and so I tried walking them through it step by step. But instead it was, okay, so try this. And he goes, I'm going to try this instead. I think it'll work. What? Okay. And then that didn't work. And I said, okay, let's try my step. Well, I think I'm going to try this step instead as well. I'm like, why did you call in or talk to me or ask for help if you already know what you're going to do and you don't want to listen? I was this close to hanging up on him. Just being like, you know what? I'm out. You supposedly know better than me. Bye-bye. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
All right. My list moved. All right. Okay, this one applies usually more to people in call centers if you've ever been a tech in a call center, but it can apply to others as well. And in fact, anybody in a call center has had this, where the person calls you and you answer and you're like, hi, how can I help you? And their immediate answer is, yeah, can you hold, please?
Oh, bugger. Call waiting. Can you hold for a sec? Hold on, I really want to talk to you. Can you just hold on for a sec? Okay, hold please.
But you just called me. Now, I fully get, as a customer, when I call into a place, if I've been on hold for 15 minutes, I might be in the middle of doing something. But you know the funny part is, even if I'm in the middle of a conversation, in the middle of doing something else, if I was on hold, the moment that person picks up, it's, oh, hi, yeah, I am fully ready to talk to that person at any given moment. That's kind of the point of being on hold, is being able to say, you know what, I'm gonna multitask and do other things. Usually for mine, I'm like folding laundry or doing work, whatever. But the moment they pick up, it's, oh, hi, yeah, let me go ahead and grab what you need or whatever. But usually should have it there anyway. But yeah, telling me, hey, please hold. All right. Technicians, you have had this probably many a time yourself. When somebody lies to you about what the other person told them. In fact, this isn't only tech support. This is almost anybody that deals with customers, especially over the phone or even in person. The person comes up or calls you and says, well, yeah, this person told me to do this and I did this and it didn't work. And you're like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Why would anybody ever tell you to do that? And you're like, oh, so you contact that person. Like, what did you tell them? And they're like, that's not what I told them at all. And you're like, oh, Joy, you're just lying about what the previous person told you. As I said,
Johnny,
Yes, Papa.
eating sugar,
No, Papa.
telling lies,
No, Papa.
open your mouth.
as I said, with tech support as well as with any job dealing with customers, customers lie and beat us all the time. As aggravating as it is, this is also why if you're on the phone and somebody asks you, hey, can you do this for me? And you go, well, I've already done that. Yeah, we've heard that lie before. So even if it's true, go along with it. But I hate it when people decide to lie about what somebody else told them to do and you're like, nope, I'm going to call you on your BS right now. All right. 7, because everybody loves when somebody calls in and then threatens their job. Well, because you didn't help me, I'm going to report you. I'm going to get you fired. I'm going to talk to your boss. Go for it. I had somebody the other day that called up and they said, hey, I need help with this. And I said, I can't do that for you. You got the wrong number. That's not this. And he goes, really? I've been on hold for 15 minutes and you guys can't even do that? Oh, that's absurd. And I'm like, I'm sorry, sir, this is not something I can do anything about. That's all on your side. Well, I can't believe this. I'm going to report you. And I said, report me to whom for what? Click. I'm sick of people telling me that they're going to report me and get me fired for doing my job. Just because you don't know anything doesn't mean that I'm having issues. All right, doesn't make it my problem because you're an idiot. You didn't hear that. All right, 8. This is one of my personal favorites because it doesn't aggravate me so much. It's just making me giggle like a little girl sometimes. Yeah, that was right. I love it when people call in and decide to use tech terms that they think make them sound smart, but have nothing to do with the situation. For instance, I had somebody call up one time that told me, oh, well, we just need to up the bandwidth. And I said, no. That's not a thing in this case. Bandwidth is a thing for internet, but it's not a thing for what we're dealing with at all. And one guy called up and said, well, I have 10 years of tech experience. Now, mind you, my rule of thumb is the moment somebody tells me how many years of experience they have had, I immediately don't care about anything else that they have to say that's techie. Every single time somebody has tried to trump it and say, hey, I've had this many years of experience, or I've been doing this for so long, I immediately just go whoosh with all that experience because it's flushed down the toilet because you have no idea what you're talking about. So many times. I had somebody even over the phone tell me, well, this isn't right because this should be fixed by nanotech. And I'm like, this isn't the movies. This is real life. Nanotech doesn't exist yet. I hope one day it does, but no. Not yet. But I'm like, not a thing. I did decide to troll someone once and tell them that they needed to check their flux capacitor. All you Back to the Future fans out there? Yeah. I had a guy that called in and said, oh, well, I've been a programmer and I use this programming language. And I'm like, great. I get that you're a Python programmer, which is a programming language for computers and stuff. But that has nothing to do with this situation at all. Like, not even close. So you can take your programming experience and whoosh, flush it. All right. 9. This holds a special place in anybody who's even done customer service or even call centers or anywhere with rude customers. One word: yelling. Because it leaves a special spot in your heart, deep, deep down, deep down. And that little black heart of yours where the customer decides that the best way to get through to you is yelling at you. Because yelling makes everybody want to help you immediately. Because when you start yelling and you tell somebody, you get your manager and you fix this right now, and I need my computer working right now, and it needs to have this operating system, and it needs to have these applications, and it needs to work better, because I will talk to your supervisor, which is another one in a moment. I want results now. Okay, because your yelling really makes me want to work with you. Not stuff a sock in your mouth and throat punch you. Not violent at all right now. Just, We'll make short work of this. Last one. In life, there are certain people that, now if this is your legitimate name, I kind of feel bad for you nowadays, but there's a name for angry adults, male or female, that decide right away to ask for manager and complain about stuff. Now, if you're already saying in your head, oh, I know what that name is, and you're saying it, yeah, you've dealt with them too. Most places, a man is called Richard. Sometimes they're still called the other one, but most of the time you hear them called Karens. So if your name is actually Karen, this generation kind of messed up things for you. Dealing with Karens when they immediately ask for your manager. We all love it when we get on either a phone call or that customer walks up to the counter, or you're dealing with a coworker who walks up or emails you and immediately, I need to talk to your supervisor. I need to talk to your manager. And you're like, great, for what? Now, I've been in some places where they say, hey, if they ask for manager, just give it to us. I'm like, okay, bye. And other times when they say, yeah, we need to know why and try to work with them. I love when people say, I need a manager immediately. I'm like, great, why? I don't need to talk to you about that. Actually, you do. Because if I ask for the manager, they're going to ask me why. Because their time is very, very important. And they have a lot of other people to help as well, because other people call up and do the same stupid stuff that you're doing and ask for manager, so they can't answer every single call because you're a Karen. So you have to get a reason. 9 times out of 10 when it's well, I need this help. I'm like, that's basic help. Done. I got you. Now stop being a Karen. Other times, it does not matter what you do, they immediately just keep asking for manager. And I love it when they ask for manager after you've told them something and they're like, well, I need to talk to your manager then. Well, the manager's going to say the same thing. And then the manager does, and you just get to grin. And you're like, I gotta love it. But those are the top 10 things that tech support hates dealing with. Like I said, whether in person or over the phone, it's annoying. Oh, it didn't load. That was going to be epic. I was going to be so happy. That is my top 10 list of tech support things that hate. Top 10 things that tech support hates. I can say my own title. Ha! If you have one you want to add, or you're like, no, that one is definitely the worst, this one's like number 2. If you want to reorder it your own way, or if you want to add something, feel free. If you like the top 10 lists and you want me to make another one, let me know what kind of top 10 list you want, and we will see what we can do, as long as it's tech support, mind you, or technology related. So, have a wonderful day. Now I've got to go do some tech support on this Nerf gun to figure out why it's not wanting to fire properly. This is Suits, signing off. Oh, got it! Better not break my phone. Ha! I'm gonna survive the zombie apocalypse with a Nerf gun. I am so in trouble.